Taking the SAT is like this. The average sum of these 400 dice is 1,400, but sometimes you score higher and sometimes you score lower. With each additional attempt though, the expected value of your maximum score goes up. A typical student of mine starts around 1250, and after 100 hours of study, averages about 1490 on College Board exams. That means she's increased her expected score by 240 points, but here's where things get interesting. The test makers want you to think the SAT is like a well-calibrated scale. If you step off one scale and then immediately step on another, you would expect to see the same number on both. The SAT isn't like that though. Your ability to focus changes from day to day, some exams play to your strengths more than others, and sometimes you get really lucky guessing. As a result, the variation in the scores of each student is higher than you might realize. Let's come back to that student who averages 1490. Half the time, she'll score less than that, which means that 1 in 8 students will underperform the first 3 times they sit for the SAT. Self-doubt and despair ensue, parents freak out and typically call for more studying, but returns from test prep have already diminished. Notice that another 100 hours of studying only buys you another 10 points of expected value, which is academically counterproductive, assuming that you have other important things to do with your time. The correct response in this situation is actually to continue registering for the test, even if you don't study in between attempts. Each time you sit for the exam, the expected value of your super score goes up. So by the time that 1490 student has taken the exam 4 times, the expected value of her super score is now 1550. Let me let you in on a little secret. Most people who are super scoring deep into the 1500s are actually averaging in the 1400s and then having 1 or 2 really good days. Don't go too crazy on testing though, because expected returns also diminish the more times you take the exam. Remember, you do have better things to do with your time. You might wonder though, how is it going to look if I sit for the exam so many times? No one will ever know. All the Ivies and the overwhelming majority of colleges allow you to choose which scores you send them. So there's very little downside to retaking the exam. Let's recap. Spend about 100 hours studying for the SAT and then take it till you make it. You get unlimited swings, and all you need is one good whack.